We do it every week, ladies and gentlemen. It's a segment to help, make you aware of things that can help improve your life, mind, body, and spirit. Kelly Kincaid does not proclaim to be a doctor of any sort, but she's an intelligent human being who does her own research and is very health conscious and likes to bring different people to our show that could benefit you in your lives.
Well, thank you, Sway. That's
Kelly
a
Kincaid,
great way to
ladies and
start.
gentlemen. Kelly Kincaid.
First day today.
Kelly Kincaid. So,
You know, good morning, citizens. Good morning, team. You know, Sway, what I love about this segment is that we can explore and research of things we don't know. And we're all want to be health conscious and just finding different things. It's more than just always talking about how to lose weight and nutrition. And, you know, I was talking to you the other day and I was like, I had a friend who told me about stem cell repair. And, you know, I've always heard about stem cell repair. I have friends who are aging gracefully, who are having knee problems, joint problems and stuff. And I've always been curious about stem cell treatment. So I had to bring an expert in. And we have today Dr. Alexandre Scheer, who is the head of sports medicine and pain management, and one of his patients, Michael Adams. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
all right,
Thank you so much for having us here.
Thank you.
You know, so when we talk about stem cells, you know, I hear it in government. People are on the lobbying floor talking about stem cell research. I see different articles about it. Tell me, what is your practice? What do you do with stem cell repair and treatment?
Well, our practice is a multi-specialty practice. We have anything from orthopedic surgery all the way to endocrinologists, as well as even psychiatrists that are able to help with inflammation. So when you use stem cells, it's really to suppress all the inflammatory reaction within your body, because the basis of all disease is inflammation. You get rid of your inflammation, you get rid of your pain. You get rid of your pain, you're happy every day.
Right.
Well, shit, that's all I got to do to be happy?
That's all you have
Get
to
rid of my pain?
Actually.
Okay.
Well, you know, there's a lot of research, and I know you're head of sports medicine and pain management. I know like Kobe Bryant, Tiger Woods, and Peyton Manning are really big supporters of stem cell treatment. How did you get into it? Because you are a medical doctor, but what made you gravitate over to this area of practice?
Well, stem cells are really, they're going to be the future of all medicine due to the fact that they're able to suppress the inflammation. And instead of doing surgery and having a structural surgery, pretty much, you're able to give them an infusion to the point where their pain will subside. So that way you don't have to have the structural incapacity to be able to play.
What's the process of this? What do you do?
So what we would do for stem cells, we would actually take your fat, we take about 150 cc's of fat, mini liposuction, I guess I can say, and then we send it out to the lab. The lab processes it, and what we do is we look at the viability of the cell. So anything above 90% we actually keep, and then we put it back right into your body. And at that point, those cells will be able to suppress the inflammation in the body and then regress and actually become cartilage cells, tendon cells, and so forth.
So stem cells, can you break down what are stem cells and where do they come from? How does it work in our bodies? Do our body produces a pool or sort of stem cells? How when do they come in use? Because I remember early on when stem cell research became mainstream conversation, it got a lot of backlash from religious groups and other folks that for whatever reasons they didn't think it was humane. People said that stem cells came from embryos, and all of these different, all this misinformation went out. What can you tell us about stem cells? How do they work? Are they in us in our entire life, or where do they come from?
Yeah, so your stem cells are actually within your body.
Okay.
When you're born with them, they actually go dormant. So you'll find them in the bones, you'll find them in your fat. And what they do is anytime you need to reproduce another cell in your body, they'll come out and start, reproducing. However, sometimes they just start reproducing so fast that it can become other things. So
like other things like what?
It could potentially become cancer.
Okay.
So what we want to do is we want to harvest those stem cells, and then we want to take them so that we can actually use them so that it doesn't produce those sort of things.
Okay. What kind of opposition have you had in terms of stem cell research? How do you?
Well, let's see. Everybody thinks that stem cells are. You have two sort of paradox. One's that are thinking, yes, this is the future, and the others that are saying this is absolutely garbage, there's no research and so forth. The truth is, we're doing a lot of medicines back from the 1800s. Okay, this is cutting edge because it's going to be the future. 50 years from now, everybody will have stem cell treatments.
Okay.
Because we'll be able to harness it, infuse it inside of you, and pretty much regenerate what we need to do.
Okay. You brought this young man here,
Michael
Adams. And what's your story, Michael? Why are you here?
So my story, actually 8 years ago, I was in a really bad car accident. I cracked my skull in 3 different spots, broke my wrist in 3 different spots. I lost my sense of smell for 8 years. And I lost a lot of friends. It was hard for me to have conversations with anybody. I couldn't think. And I was in a coma. They said I was never going to be normal again. And it was a lot to go through. And 6-7 months ago, I met Dr. Scheer over here. And he told me about stem cells, all this stuff. We had a consultation. And within 10 hours of getting a spine injection, I got my sense of smell back.
Within 10 hours?
10 hours.
And how long had you lost it to that point, that sense of smell?
8 years.
And in 10 hours?
10 hours.
Wow.
Because this isn't like medicine. There's no, the worst that could happen is nothing, and that's never happened. It changed my life. I was depressed, I was lonely, and I just couldn't think. I couldn't do things. And as soon as I started stem cells, Dr. Scheer changed my life.
Wow, man, that's Michael Adams. So how else has the stem cell treatment helped you other than just getting your sense of smell back?
My vision's better, my hearing's better, my sense of touch is better. There's hundreds of things that it does, probably more than that. And honestly, I've never felt better in my life.
Do we know the long-term effect of stem cell treatment, or is there any long-term effect?
Well, right now, we need to do a lot of more clinical research in order to have those answers. We're not quite there yet. I mean, there's a lot of big corporations as well as institutions that are working on it.
So just to be, and this is going to sound totally ignorant, if I piece of my finger got sliced off, stem cell treatment can't make that piece grow back, right?
No, we're not quite there yet.
Okay, you're not there yet, but is that the goal?
Well, a little bit, yeah. Tissue engineering. That's
tissue engineering.
Yeah. Regrowing organs and so forth. Yes.
So regrowing organs. If somebody needed a liver, instead of having to wait for
a liver transplant, yes,
a liver transplant, they'll have a liver on ice somewhere.
That's correct. Yeah.
What I find interesting, though, is that each state has different laws. So what you may be able to do in New York, in Ohio, it might be a different law, because we see different treatments as far as but the spinal, and I've seen a lot of opposition against people who do the repair in their eyes. Where people have gone blind. What are the laws here? Because I'm curious as far as with your treatments, how often do you get them now?
I go once a week.
Once a week. And what if he stops 1 week? What would happen?
Well, actually, nothing. He can stop.
I've done that.
Yeah, he's done that.
I've gone 2 weeks without going.
You don't lose your sense of smell? Will he, if he stopped doing the treatment altogether, would he lose his sense of smell again? Or
no, I mean, unless he had a structural issue with it. But
it just always goes up. Everything always is getting better.
Everything's getting better.
Always.
Michael Adams, my man. I ain't mad at you, brother. Ryan's on the line from Phoenix. Say hello to Dr. Scheer and Michael Adams. Ryan, what's your question?
How you doing? My question is about the umbilical cord. The umbilical cord has a lot of stem cells in it, does it not?
I'm sorry.
The umbilical cord, does it have a lot of stem cells in it?
Well, yeah, the umbilical cord definitely does have a lot of stem cells in it. It's, it's what's feeding the fetus at the time.
Exactly. That's all, and that way that can bypass the religious groups that are protesting using the use of stem cells interfering with the embryo.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's been a lot of controversy due to the fact that people were taking aborted fetuses to take the actual stem cells, versus now we're able to actually take stem cells from live fetuses. And we can also take your autologous stem cells from your own body, from your fat, from your bones, and so forth.
Yeah, you get liposuction, Ryan. You lose a little weight at the same time, brother.
And that'll work. And the liver, though, can reproduce it. If you take half of the liver and put it in someone else, both people will grow a new liver, a full liver.
Yeah,
that organ can reproduce numerous times.
Yeah, that was my lack of medical knowledge why I used that liver as an example. I should have said something else. But thank you, Ryan. And I love that your knowledge. What do you do, Ryan?
I'm actually a certified personal trainer, and I'm studying holistic health at the University of Sedona.
Okay. Man, you're a citizen, bro. Sway in the morning. Todd in Canada, go ahead.
Yeah, hi. I was just wondering, I'm 48. I've played sports all my life, and I just found out recently I've been having a lot of leg problems and stuff, and I need hip replacement surgery. I'm on a year waiting list, but I'm thinking just not even bother and just wait for the stem cell research to get better. But I don't know, is there any available up here in Canada yet, or?
In Canada, it's very difficult just because of the government issues, but it's right across the border. You can always come down here, and we can help you out.
What's your screening process as far as, because can anyone just walk in and say, hey, I'm feeling this way, and can you treat me? What's the screening process of this?
Well, that's the thing. When people come in, they usually come in for something completely different. So they'll tell me, "Oh, you know what? I have some shoulder pain." So you look at, what the issue is with the actual structural component. If it's a small tear, if it's just arthritis or tendonitis, you're able to actually say, "Okay, well, you know what? Let's start with PRP therapy," which is where we would actually take platelets, which is a little different than stem cells. We actually draw your blood, put it in a special machine, then we aggregate all the growth factors, and then we would put all the growth factors back into your shoulder. And then over treatment between 6 to 8 weeks, you would actually no longer have any pain and have full range of motion.
Michael, does this process hurt?
No.
Really? Is it a big needle? Because I'm just like, you just tap my spine and I can smell again.
Have you ever just had someone take your blood? Same thing.
Really?
Yeah, super simple.
We got Elton on the line from Seattle. Good morning, Elton.
Morning.
Good morning.
Question. Morning. So, any connection with the healing towards diabetes and stem cell research?
Well, actually, that's a very good question because we are actually doing a clinical study right now on diabetes. And so far, we've treated approximately 322 people that had diabetes type 2 over the last 16 months. And after doing 9 months of infusion, in 300 of them, we were able to get them completely off their medication.
Wow.
How many months?
9 months. So
In
far.
9 months. Okay, Dr. Scheer is here. One of his patients, Michael Adams, is here. We're talking about stem cell research and treatment. If you're interested, give us a call, 888-742-3345. Even if you're not interested, call us. Sway in the morning.
And now, more First Aid with Kelly Kincaid on Shade 45.
All right, we have two very special guests. Dr. Alexandre Scheer, who's the head of sports medicine and pain management for the New York City Stem Cell Institute, and one of his patients, Michael Adams, who has a wonderful story to tell about how stem cell treatment has helped change his life. And for those, I was just asking the doctor off mic, what other countries are really prominent in stem cell research and stem cell treatment? And you said that countries like China are maybe 50 years ahead of us, would you say? Or is that too big of a number?
No, they're up there. It's just because due to the fact that there's not, as much regulations. So you're able to, really push the envelope in terms of scientific research.
Yeah, I know you can't, say much, but to me, it bewilders me why, if we have this at our fingertips, we're not using it more so. And whenever that is, it has to do, you don't have to say it, but it has to do with money, in my opinion. Somebody's going to lose money because this type of medicine, this type of treatment is going to become prominent. It's going to heal people. Most medicine just keep us, prolong our sickness, it feels like. This can actually heal people. You just, what's some of the most amazing stories you've heard coming out of China? And then can you share one of the most amazing stories that you've experienced personally using stem cell treatment?
Well, I mean, every story is special to me just because they're my patients and I love them. But I think the one that's really close to my heart is it's a 35-year-old who actually got shot about 16 years ago through C2, which is basically through his spinal cord, and he's been completely quadriplegic for 16 years. All right, he's been on a vent, in a wheelchair bound, so forth. Couldn't move. No one wanted to help him, and his mom actually reached out to me in her dream. Swear to God, can't make this up.
In her dream. You didn't mention that part, dog.
I know, I forgot.
Go. She reached.
Yeah. So then she researched me. She was actually trying to get a hold of somebody else, and she got a hold of me. So then she came to see me and she told me the story, and I said, "Fine, you know what? Come and see me." the beauty about stem cells, especially when you take them from yourself, there's really nothing that's going to go wrong. It's your own cells.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, fine. So I got my plastic surgeon. We extracted the fat from this gentleman. We got the cells, and then we started giving him infusions, right? This kid never moved in 16 years, all right? On the 4th infusion, I was walking by the room, and I did a double take. I was like, wait, what? Do that again. And I took my phone out, and I had to videotape this thing, because if I told somebody this person has not moved in 16 years and now is able to move his right arm and start shrugging, people would thought, I'd be crazy. So I actually taped it, and I'll show you later.
You got it right here?
Yeah, right here.
Can I see it now? We live on the air. Well, keep talking. You can multitask.
So what occurred is he was able to actually move his right arm and shrug, and he's also able to sit up now. All right, but he needs he can sit up, but he needs a lot of physical therapy. And I know it's, hold on, let me just get that.
Take your time. And then for you, while he's looking for that, Michael, and like you said, you feel better since you started getting this treatment. It was initially you got your smelling back, but what other ways have you improved physically?
Physically, I got a lot stronger. I don't feel pain as much. It didn't null my senses at all. If anything, it enhanced them. One of the coolest things is no matter any activity I do, I'm better at it. If you ever see the movie Limitless, when Bradley Cooper takes the pills, he just gets better at everything. That's what it is. It's like you're becoming superhuman.
So your comprehension levels are higher now?
Oh my God. My family didn't see me for a year. They saw me around Christmas. That was the time it was 5.5, 6 months around treatment. And they were like, what happened to you? You're so different. They said you're so much more mature. You seem so much smarter. I actually recommend this a lot for people that are even in school, because every time I look at the computer and research something, I remember everything.
You remember? What's your sex game like now? Is that better too?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Mike got some stem cells injected, huh?
And you were saying when you were involved in a car accident, so you were hit by a car while on foot.
Yes.
And the car was going.
Well, it was stopped, and I was in front of the car. Then the dude went 30 miles per hour, then just slammed on the brakes. The brain spinal fluids leaking out of my ear. Sorry for being vulgar, but I was in a coma. Doctor said there's a 99.9% chance I was gonna die, and if I woke up, it'd be a miracle, and I'd be eating through a tube the rest of my life.
This is because of stem cell treatment. We want to open up these phone lines. These are amazing stories. 888-742-3345. Dr. Alexandre Scheer is here. Michael Adams is here. Before that, he gave me this video clip of the man who was paralyzed, right, for 16 years. And through stem cell treatment, this is the first time he was. Let me see. I'm watching the video. We're going to put this in the U-bed, but you're not able to hear it, but I'm watching. I can see him actually moving his arms. He's talking. He's moving his shoulders, and he's shrugging. And it's after 16 years.
After 16 years.
Wow. That's amazing. We're going to take some phone calls. 888-742-3345. Big T, what's going on, Big T? Talk to us.
Good morning.
Well, hey, good morning, everybody. How y'all doing, man?
Doing great.
Hey, yeah, I had a PRP done on my knees, which is the same thing what he was talking about. I'm a pretty big guy. I weigh about over 500 pounds, and my knees are just bad, man, from being overweight. And I had 3 sessions of them. And I tell you what, now I'm exercising, man. I just did like 40 squats yesterday, with the bar with like 50 pounds on. I don't know how much it was with the trainer. I wasn't able to do that at all.
Wow, that's crazy.
And due to that PRP, but I'm trying to save money so I can keep going because the insurance won't cover it no more. I don't know why.
How much does it cost?
Man,
how much?
Like $750 a session, I think.
How much did you say?
Over here. $750.
So why won't insurance pay? They just...
Well, insurance is always 20 years behind everything. So
okay,
once they have the right clinical studies, they'll start realizing they can actually save more money treating patients instead of giving them medication.
So what I'm trying to understand, like in the case of Big T, who got his knee repaired, if he stops the treatment, I know we asked this earlier, but if he stops the treatment, would eventually that repair diminish?
Well, eventually, yes, because you're using your knees every day. So
okay, but it won't go back to where it was.
Well, it could potentially go back to where it was if he keeps, if he starts squatting too much and so forth.
Is there ever an end game to this? Like, even with Michael, you go weekly now. Can you get cured and don't need the repair, or is this something that you will always need?
Well, cure is a big word.
Yeah.
Let's just say that we can make people feel better
Okay.
overall.
Okay. Angela's on the line from Toronto. I mean, and I say that to ladies all the time. No, I'm just joking.
Good morning, Angela.
I have to,
Hi,
I don't
good
say,
morning.
Hi.
Angela, I don't really say that to the ladies. What's your, go ahead.
My question is, I have a son that has sickle cell, and I've been seeing online that they are starting like stem cell transplants with the removing of the sickle cell. As you do know, it's a very high pain, debilitating disease, very low funded as well. Do you have any information on that? If that's what they're doing right now, I've seen a few cases online where they're starting that. Do you know any information about that?
Yeah, actually, they are doing a lot of research on sickle cell. We are able to actually take autologous stem cells from the patient. So we would take actually his fat, and what we would do is we would basically drain out. We'd transfuse him, take out all the sickle cells, and then what we would do is instead of re-putting his own blood, we would just put the growth factors as well as just the stem cells. And what occurs is it'll literally just reform the actual blood vessel into the where everything's basically becomes sickled in the spleen.
Yeah, I've seen a case where it's two siblings that match exactly, and the patient's been cured. It's been 5 years. They have no pain or anything. I mean, I have a son, and I go through it, and it's really exciting to see that, So I just wanted to know if that's a common thing that's happening more, or is still in the testing, because there's a case in Alberta where two sisters did it, and she's been living 5 years pain free, and it was a success story. So
yeah, the Mayo Clinic's really pushing the envelope there.
Hey, Angela, thanks for sharing your story. You're a citizen.
For Sway in the morning.
I appreciate you.
Dr. Scheer, is there any age limit? What's the youngest patient that you would take, and what's the oldest patient that you would take?
Well, I've actually, I was working on a 2-year-old who had cerebral palsy, and that's probably the youngest I had, and the oldest, he's 92 years old.
May I ask, what was his ailment? Was it?
He had COPD, which is basically pulmonary issues, couldn't breathe. So the beauty with him is that he was on 18 liters of oxygen, bedbound, and now he's only on 4 liters of oxygen, and he's able to go to the bathroom and eat without losing his breath.
At 92.
Wow.
Dr. Scheer, Dr. Alexandre Scheer, thank you for coming in today. Do you have social media? People want to reach out to you?
Yeah, it's at NYC Stem Cells on
NYC Stem Cells on social media across the board. What about you, Michael?
Yes, Blackland Productions LLC. I actually do have a video company. I'm also a singer.
You're a singer?
Yeah.
And your social media is what?
Blackland Productions LLC.
Let me hear what you sound like, man. You probably sound way better than you did before you started doing stem cell treatment.
Yeah? You guys like Ed Sheeran?
Come on, man. I've danced with Ed Sheeran before.
All right.
And darling, we found love right where we are. Darling, we found love right where we are.
Like that, my man, Michael Adams.
Sorry, a little on the spot.
No, that's good, man. That's what you're supposed to do, man. If you're a real singer. If Ed was here, he would say the same thing. All right. Congratulations to you, man. I'm glad you're doing well.
Honestly, I couldn't say it enough. This stuff changed my life.
That's what's up, man.
It is the greatest thing that has ever happened to me.
And this guy is so humble. He's just like, yeah. Dr. Scheer is like, yeah, that's what I do.
He's a great person. He's out for everyone's best interest.
Uh-huh.
He's a great person, honestly. He just wants everyone to feel better. And that's all he ever talks about. He's here for you.
My man. Dr. Scheer, I appreciate you, brother.
And, and people can, if they were interested in coming to the clinic, how would they reach the clinic? Their institute.
We have a website. It's nycstemcells.com, or you can call us at 391-8080.
And I want to thank you so much for coming. And the people that are at home, Jared, William, Coco, please leave a message, leave your question, and check out this video. Kelly Kincaid, you can follow me on all social, Kelly Kincaid, KELLYKINKAID. Thank you, Sway.
Thank you, Kelly.
Sorry to interrupt, but really important question, Doc. Does stem cell research help with hair loss?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, shoot. Oh.
I actually saw someone yesterday in my own treatment. They had a giant bald spot. Now they don't.
In one day?
Oh, no.
Okay. Wow.
There's a series of pictures.
Wait, no. Here, check this out.
Wow.
You gonna show you could get money right now.
Watch this.
That's a lot of dudes getting. All right.
So this is. Here you go. This is
Before,
right? 9 months later.
Dude was bald. Now he got an afro down there. He's Italian.
It literally helps everything: fertility,
Everything.
erectile dysfunction.
Okay, that's everything.
Hey.
Wow. Erectile dysfunction.
Don't look at me.
I didn't say nothing. All right, gentlemen, thanks for coming through. Okay,
Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely. In about 15 minutes, Killer Mike is going to be joining us. Sway the Morning, Shade 45.